Hello and welcome to what may be the final hurrah of Dewit in its current configuration, carbureted, all that before I go EFI. You join me broken down, barely out of my neighborhood, blew a transmission line off. So yeah, I wait for the engine to cool down and I'm gonna try to fix this. Fuck. Alright, all loaded up. Got a bunch of other things. I gotta get my cooler ready, a few other things to get done before I hit the road. Do one more check over everything. Truck's having issues where it's barely running, like we're idling at like 500 RPM. But we're just gonna roll with it. I will say Dewit much easier to load when it's got 4 cylinders and it has some torque. Weird that, good to know. Anyway, let me finish up so I can hit the road. Didn't make it long. I noticed some drips as I was moving, and as it was parked idling, dripping more. It was coming from this top connection, which is really hard to get to. I did it tight originally when I put the cooler in, but when I changed things around, put the different temp sensor in there, it changed it and I was very loose. It was barely hand tight. So I tightened that. Hopefully that eliminates that leak. While I'm down here, let's plug this back in. There we go. Alright, now we should have temp reading again. I'm gonna let it idle for a bit and see what happens. Well, this isn't good. Saw smoke pouring out. First tilt. And I got a lot. Something blew out. Ah, fuck. Of course. Blew another transmission line off. Well, fuck. Had a feeling that might happen. I have all the supplies to fix this. That one's gonna be a bitch with the engine hot. Something tells me I'm not getting there tonight. Alright, update. One of the other lines I was suspect about, the other one that's attached to the transmission, I yanked on it. It ripped right out. I thankfully had a guy stop. His name was JT. He was a service mechanic for big rig, stuff like that, and lend me some tools and some help. Got it cut, new lines put on. I gave him good tugs. Did not come free. I said there's one more line I haven't tugged on and it felt like it was confident. So I was like, you know what, let me go back to the trans cooler, pull on that line, and it popped right out. And I gave the other one that I had done, that had already blown out before, I gave that one a tug. That one felt good. And I went, cleaned up, fixed the other one. So I've redone 3 of those lines. They gave up a lot of resistance before, like they didn't even pop. It felt good. So I'm good to hit the road again. That being said, I am covered in transmission fluid. Like I took a bath working on this and trying to get done. So I think plan of action will be, I'm gonna go find a place to turn around, do a loop, and bring the truck back home and take a shower and make a decision if I go tonight to try to make it tonight, or if I just wake up real early, try to hit the track early AM. But right now I feel pretty committed to just let's find whatever other faults we got going on. Let's keep going, keep pushing. Fuck. Bad news, in backing up my driveway, trans temp has gone up to like 240-ish. Good news, fan is kicked on. How are we looking? All right. looking pretty dry. Well, that feels good. Okay, let's go take a shower and then look to start this over again. All right, taking a shower, change shirts, you know, all that good stuff. Back home, steam made it all right, was dry. Trans fan turned on by itself, but it was getting pretty hot. Backing up the driveway got to 240, so I have it running on the manual toggle right now. Gonna check fluid, just go with everything once over. First fuel stop, I gotta fill Clyde up, put a can of barium in each tank, and almost went with 93, but that's so much money. So we're just gonna fill it up, do fluid checks, get ice, get all the transmission fluid I can get at this sheets, and hit the road, see how far we can make it. So far, truck's seeming all right. Trans temp is sitting around 190, 200. Fan seems to be working. Oil temp's really good, 150, 160 when I'm pushing it. Everything's good so far. We're just gonna keep trucking and see what we can do. Hit my first bit of traffic, and probably not my last. Got a little bit of cruising in before that. I got it up to 65 miles an hour. Oil temp was looking pretty good. Trans temp was looking pretty good. RPM was right at like 3,000 RPM at 65 miles an hour. So questionable, me doing 85 before, trying to catch a friend right before it broke down last time I drove the truck. So that probably didn't help, because 85 miles an hour would probably been pushing 4,500, 5,000 RPM. Probably not something I want to do. So tachometer, good thing. Good thing I got it. All right, that's your update for right now. I'm gonna go back to focusing on driving. All right, final damage is 33 gallons, or 33.6 gallons, $94, because it's $2.79 a gallon, or $2.80 a gallon. Not too shabby. All right, I'll have to figure out the fuel miles per gallon. Not good. That's what I'll tell you. Not good miles per gallon, considering we only went a little over 200 miles. Once again, I'll have to look at exactly what it was, but yeah, let's hit the road. Get back, check fluids, hit the road. Made it to the venue. It's cold start Dewit. You know, it's 12:30 at night. Neighbors got their generator running. Dewit's not much louder than a generator, so can't be that bad. Someone got here after me. Holy shit. Well, I'm gonna put the phone down so I can back up. Maybe I can do this. Hold on. Well, made it. That was an eventful 300 miles or whatever it is. Gonna get some sleep. It is now 1 in the morning. Successfully woke up my neighbor. Thankfully he's from Susquehanna region, and he didn't mind it actually. One of my friends from this DC region parked next to me, and he actually showed up just after I did, so I'm not the only one late. Well, one thing's for sure. Gonna finish this and then get some sleep. See you in the morning. Morning from beautiful Oldfields, West Virginia. Nice, beautiful sunrise we have this morning as we get ready for what will probably be the last rallycross in this iteration of Dewit. You've missed me terribly. Tried to professionally tape a 1 on here because I haven't rallycrossed in so long that someone stole my number. Don't they know that I have to be, 3? Thought about just rocking 3 and people will figure it out, but I threw 1s on there and we'll call that a day. I slept like trash. It got very cold and yeah, my back hurts. Apparently hammocks aren't made for my back. I already knew this, but I keep doing it anyway. So yeah, let's get the truck checked out and we'll see how things go. Alright, time to go up driver's meeting, get up the grid. Truck didn't want to start just this morning. Jump pack got it going, so trying to keep it running during driver's meeting and drown everything out. Alright. Drive through. Chuck was just fighting there. Fighting to get started. Zero power steering. Having a cut directly on your thumb, the center of your thumb, really blows. You see that wall of cones? That was a big contribution of my plus 14. I I apparently took out 9 of those cones on the wall, and promptly gave them enough time to put the chicane in there, and they radioed it in, but that did not get communicated to me, and that surprised the shit out of me, and I think I blew through it. And that's on them. What's not on them is the next runaround when I came back through here, and I was like, I'm just gonna go fast anyway and blow through it anyway. So, second time around, that was on me. I just wanted to have fun, and it was fun. I was blitzing through here, so I hope I was giving them an entertaining show to go along with all the cones they had to pick up. But time to work corner. We got afternoon drive through. Reverse course. Looks like they tightened up a few bits. You know, the course isn't tight enough to begin with. much fun as I can. And it is a blast, but man, it's exhausting. Alright, see if it starts. Help clean up cones. We're gonna go see about going down to the river. Come on, girl. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Get changed, go down the river, relax for the rest of the day. Decide if I want to do day 2. I think I do. I think I do. Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of DC Rallycross. Got something to look at this morning. Have my first bit of carnage on Dewit. Not much carnage, but we'll go look at it. Don't worry about the fuel going out the vent. That's fine. May have overfilled it this morning, but one of these things is not like the other. The pad for the bump stop is missing, so I only have a bump stop on one side of the axle. I'm sure that'll be fine, right? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Anyway, somewhere out there, there's a giant chunk of metal. Neat. I do have a little bit of blow-by out of the valve cover, but I pulled spark plugs and it kept running, and it would lose RPM every time I pulled the spark plug, so it's still firing on all 4. But it seems a little hurt. We'll find out what happens at the end of the day. But we'll see how morning sessions go first. I don't know, the alternator belt is squealing. I'm not sure why. Well, that was unexpected to finish all the runs of both days. I definitely did not plan to do that. I was planning to bail after day one. Alright. Survived. Didn't blow the motor up, despite my best efforts. And really only broke the rear bump stop landing pad. So, I don't know what I'm doing. I wasn't trying hard enough, clearly. I think people on course would beg to differ, but also, I think that says I was trying hard. Damn near ripped that thing off. Alright, cheers. Now just to drive 6 hours home. Wouldn't be a trip without drama. So, first gas station, everything's been going smooth. Just no start. Starter 1, 2, no start. Why? And of course, I do not have my starter with me. I took it out because I was like, I won't be doing, starter's been good. I won't be needing to do the starter on the side of the road. I'm gonna let it cool down and hope it picks up. I don't know. I've already tried tapping it with a tool. This is a tight spot. So it's very hot, very hot. So I'm gonna just let it cool off. Maybe walk to the parts store, which is like 3 minutes down the road. Try to buy a starter, come back and try it. Hopefully it's cold by then. So walk to the AutoZone it is. All right, status update. A very kind person that heard me informing the gas station that I'm broken down here and I was gonna go get parts. Took me for the auto parts store, which happened to be just a mile away. I got a starter. The one that's in there is still very hot. I am going to pull it and hopefully get this sorted really quick. Let's get this on the road. All right, old starter's out, new starter's in. Here goes nothing. Ah, fuck, I gotta connect the batteries. I should probably connect the battery. Batteries reconnected. Come on. I wanna get home. Come on, girl. That doesn't sound shimmed right. Fuck. All right. Reshim. All right. I have reshimmed it with 4 shims. Please work. I can't. My arms are so fatigued from trying to finagle this starter. Come on, please work for me. Holy fuck. I am fucking exhausted. Alright, and I am home. Great success. It was a very eventful drive home. I didn't record proper video. I did just Instagram nonsense, doing it for the gram, you know, all that fun stuff. But down in that box right there is the original starter for Clyde, which decided on our one fuel stop to stop working. So thankfully it did quit in a relatively convenient location, in the sense that there was 3 auto parts stores within 5 miles. And thankfully, a very nice person overheard me telling the gas station, hey, my truck's broken. I can't move it. I'm going to go try to fix that. Overheard that and offered to drive me to the parts store. And drove, and he sat there and waited until I got my parts and then drove me back. So I didn't even get his name. I was kind of frazzled by that point. And I really appreciated that, because it made my life a lot easier, not having to walk. It wasn't that far, but still I didn't have to walk. And then I had to unbolt the old starter, take it all apart, put in the new starter, and I had to kind of guess with shims. I didn't know what amount of shimming I would need. I guessed, and unfortunately I guessed wrong the first attempt, and yeah, had to pull the starter back out, because you have to do that to get, or at least I didn't know a way to do it without, do shims without pulling the starter back out, and then wrestle it back in. And that took forever because it is difficult to hold those shims in place, and muscle fatigue was kicking in hard. That starter is not light, and I had a very long day with no power steering, so my arms were pretty frazzled to begin with. I felt my arm, like pain in my arms, for quite a while on the drive back home after replacing the starter. Right now, it's hard to hold the phone up. That's how tired my arms are. So much muscle fatigue. But Dewit survived 2 full days of rallycross and a whole lot of runs. I think we did 12 plus runs on the first day, and then we did 8 in the morning today, and then 5 in the afternoon. So yeah, there's another, that's like 2 or 3 normal rallycrosses. It was quite intense. Quite a lot of driving, quite a lot of seat time, a ton of fun, a couple of walls taken out. Who's counting? But really, can't complain. Just a fantastic, just fantastic outside of all of the troubles. I managed to have a good time despite nearly breaking down twice, like just mentally breaking down twice. The transmission lines, I was ready to just call it quits and go, you know what, I'm not going to race. I'm not doing any of this. I just want to be done and go home and just be, and not do it. But I was like, no, I'm not letting this take me down. I'm going to keep driving. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to get there. I'm going to push myself and figure it out. And I did. And I got there, and we had a fantastic time with Dewit. Dewit tested me a little bit too, not wanting to start, and some other odds and ends, but nothing too major. Was able to run all the runs, have a blast, throw the thing sideways, and hopefully show some people some good times, along with I was having a good time. And then when the starter broke, I was originally not too bad, not too bothered by it once I realized there's part stores close by. But boy, howdy, by the time I got the new starter in and how much of a struggle that was, oh, the having to reshim it, that crushed me. That, like, I was so mentally in the dumps having to try to wrestle that starter out and then back in, and the muscle fatigue making it so difficult. I was just struggling. It's like I know what I need to do, but physically I could not do it. I was just gassed, and it made life so difficult. And if I had to reshim that a second time, I probably would have just laid down for like an hour or two before I even attempted, because I did not have the energy to do so. So glad that worked out. Gonna have some beers, get cleaned up, and then go to work tomorrow morning. I gotta be awake and going to work in a few hours. Man, I don't think things through, do I? Till next time.